Big A, the election here in Australia is a few weeks away, and I had a debate last night. I know you said the incumbent advantage and all, but I think at least WA and the federal election might buck the trend. No, I agree with you. It's seeming likely. I'm going to wait till these happen, and then I'm going to take my lumps and say my prediction was wrong, and I'm going to explain what I've been thinking. But what I'll just tell you is it seems likely that Carney and Albanese will win and buck the incumbent getting thrown out trend, largely in response to Donald Trump, largely because Donald Trump has made their parties that are like more Trump adjacent seem worse. Like if the Canadian election was held before Donald Trump's inauguration, it would be dramatically different. Same with Australian. And that's when I made the prediction. And I could have possibly foreseen this would happen, but I didn't. So it's a prediction lapse. And I'm excited to talk about it after it happens. Is it incumbent advantage just politicians power rigging the system? No, I'm actually talking about incumbent disadvantage. In that in modern times, we're at the end of this big debt cycle, things are seemingly getting worse for most people, or at least they feel uncertainty rising. They want to throw out the party currently in power to try someone else. The story of 2024 was the story of incumbents losing, not just in America. Ignore America. Just every country, the incumbent either lost or lost massive vote share. And so I predicted that to continue, but the big thing was Trump. Trump had more influence on other countries' politics than I predicted. I didn't even think about it really. And that was a lapse from my end. And it's shifted the polling dramatically. Yeah, I want to say, like, I'm going to do an Australia episode. I think this is also true. It's not that the wider trend has stopped. People are still getting more and more upset. Just I want to be clear, like whether it's Canada or Australia, the average person is still getting more and more disillusioned or angry or frustrated. That's still happening. The longer trend is still of like an end of cycle kind of tear down. Like people are mad because somebody's got to fix the problem. Somebody's got to turn things around. The trend is for like shit getting too expensive. Big A, you see any Bernie rallies? I find them really encouraging, but there's a tiny voice in the back of my mind saying a lot of the solutions we progressives involve massive spending. It's a tough question, Lenny. It's a tough question. First of all, I do find them encouraging. I think what Bernie's been doing with the rallies is really smart and good and a sign of leadership in a time where I feel like probably in my entire lifetime, I've never seen a complete lack of leadership from the DNC. They don't even know who is speaking for them. There's nobody there talking right now. It's not even like chicken with head cut off. It's like silence. It's nothing. It's an emptiness. It's an empty void right now after Kamala's loss. It's not even about being effective or not. It's like there's not even someone speaking. There's nothing. There's not even a real thing happening. There's not even an agreement over what the position or platform is or who's speaking. It's tough to sum up an answer to this in that I think the age-old question, this is not just an American question. Let me get broader. It's an age-old question for all governments. There's a couple statements that are just true, okay? It's that it's fine to go into debt for something that let me put it in real world terms. Okay? If you are broke as a joke, you're homeless, you got shit to your name, nothing at all, and you kind of look homeless, all right? You look scuffed up. If somebody tells you, hey, there is a guaranteed job for you at my office or whatever, all you have to do is show up in a suit, clean yourself up, show up in a suit, we'll give you a job. Is it worth it to go and take out a loan to buy a suit and get a haircut and a shave? That's the question. The answer is yes, obviously. The answer is obviously yes. It is worth it to go into debt because you know it's going to lead to a higher income. You'll get the job. You can get back on your feet. This debt can get paid off. It makes sense. For countries, if you went into debt to do something that you knew would be a guaranteed good that would lead to more growth and prosperity for everybody. Let's say you built a really good high-speed rail system that like it increased efficiency, people could travel easier, it reduced costs, it improved commerce. Maybe you built a nuclear power plant so everyone's energy costs went down. Like if it was for sure, the problem is outside of, those are my opinions on those things, but outside of very few examples, most things are not for sure. They're big question marks, okay? And if you spend the money and these things don't work, then you've actually really increased the burden on the next round of taxpayers, the next generation. And most politicians, it turns out, in all of human history, are really fucking bad at knowing the things that are for sure. They're like horrendous at it. They're like actually horrendous at it. That is one of the larger problems for all governments, is that they are really good at spending the money. They're not very good at doing it on things that we know will help or benefit most people. That's a larger philosophical thing I just want to bring up. And I also want to say, if Bernie wants to come in and do these things through no fault of his own, he's not been given a clean slate. He's given a country that is deeply, 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 horrendously in debt. We're nearing the point of debt to GDP where it's like almost always ends in a default or crisis. Once you get above 120, 130, historically. I'm not saying Bernie's running. I'm just an example of like these kind of things. So you have to find a solution that doesn't ignore that. That has to be realistic. That being said, we are a very prosperous country. If we simply collected the tax rate we already have, just collected it, like just enforced our current tax rate, made sure we got that money, and I think we cut spending on areas like the military. I think there's room for a balanced budget that also can spend on, I think, these things we think will benefit everyone. Better public transports or better energy programs, or do you understand? I think that's possible. I believe that is possible. I can't lie to you that I do have a fear, because this is not just in America right now. This is like, when you really look at like how many countries end, like how not just empires fall, but just countries or go into the worst parts of their time. It's like when you get to this point where both parties refuse to acknowledge the financial problem. They both promise different things, but they both the fact that really the debt has gotten too bad. And I want to reiterate that because people don't bring that up in modern times. They don't talk about it, and you just can't be ignored. You can try to ignore it, but it will come out no matter what. What if we release a Minecraft movie sequel every year to pay off all of our debts? Now you're thinking. Finally, somebody thinking outside the box. Put Jack Black to work. School of Rock 2 could single-handedly save the economy. You're not even crazy. School of Rock 2, well, actually, no. Actually, you are crazy. F it. I'm gonna say it. I don't want School of Rock 2. I don't want insert great movie we like 2. Make a different movie. Just make a different, School of Rock was not a sequel. Make a different movie. Make a new IP. No, not College of Rock. That's a sequel. That's a sequel with a more clever name. That's not what I want. No, I don't want an homage. I don't want a throwback. I don't even want like School of Rock Summers Out or something where it's an entirely new cast of kids, and then, you know, the girl from the first one is all grown up and she's like a substitute teacher and she's like cameo, but everyone winks at the audience because you're like, oh, I remember. And then Jack Black is like on a poster or something. I don't even want that. Miranda Cosgrove. I don't even want like a little nod to the last one. I want an entirely new movie. No relation. Bro's saying this, but if they made Goblet of the Fire 2, his ass is lining up. If they made a sequel to Harry Potter 4, but it's not Harry Potter 5, my ass is lining up. They covered the book in the movie. What would they cover? Cedric Diggory gets up. I mean, I guess I'd have to see it to see what would happen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd see it. I'm not saying I'm immune to the same financial pressures all of you fucking slopheads are. Here's an example. I thought the most recent Matrix movie was hot ass. I thought it was poop from a butt. I really thought it was horrendous. I actually thought that movie was a gigantic middle finger on purpose to the fans of the franchise and the studio for greenlighting it. I'm pretty sure, I'm not just pretty sure, I'm confident, but that was the point of the movie. The point of the movie was to basically try to kill the Matrix so that they wouldn't make any more. However, they are making more because the studios will never stop. They are making another Matrix movie. And guess what? I'm gonna see it. I didn't like the last one. I didn't even really like the second and third one. That was 20 years ago. I only liked one movie of this 4-movie franchise, and it came out 25 years ago, and I'm gonna see the next one. So I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong for thinking this, but I'm gonna tell you that I still watch movies that are new. Not all the time, but I paid and I watched the movie Companion recently. It was great. I gave them my money. I hope they made profit on it. I hope they make more. There's good movies. I would hope they make more good shit and not just sequels, and rehashes and remakes. Because the numbers are getting crazy, dude. We're at the point where multiple movies of the top 10 box office of the year are like fourquels. What's it called when you're the fourth of a quadrilogy? Like last year, top 10 was, we had Kung Fu Panda 4, Despicable Me 4. We had multiple fourth movies. We're getting into a real crazy spot, dude. Holes 2, but make it woke. Okay, he's spitting. Can we blame capitalism yet? It's because they're not going to green anything isn't safe. Shrek 2 is when capitalism good. Shrek 4 is when capitalism bad. Gonna make a business installing a giant side monitor in movie theaters that shows a live chat. I talked about this already. This is my business idea. This is my business idea. I put it out there. I said it's open. Feel free to take it. Okay. My business idea is that you enter a movie theater, you scan a QR code, and then your phone is now in a live chat on the side of the screen. And then everybody in the movie theater is live chatting about the movie they're watching. It's like a Twitch stream of the movie. Imagine all the glare. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Who controls the pause and play? There's no pause. There's no pause, dude. I don't know if we just ban, there's a moderator active. Maybe the guy in the camera spot, he gets to keep his job because the cameras are all digital now. But now he gets to sit up there and be a moderator. How about that? He's moderating. Okay, he makes sure that there's no ASCII penises or whatever. But mostly it's emote spamming. So it's like, you know, John Wick kills a guy, everyone spams cinema. Or fucking Poggies or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? The movie theater industry is dying. I don't know how to tell you this. You have to evolve to the times. I don't love that we're all getting brain rotted, but the brain rot is real. So you evolve to include a social premium to going in person. You watch the movie alone in your house, you're kind of lonely, kind of sad. I'm watching by myself. It's more comfortable, but I don't get any. But I go to the movie theater, there's a chat, I'm spamming Poggies. I feel like I'm part of a bada bing, bada boom. All of a sudden it's maybe I type a funny thing and I hear the theater audience laugh. I see John Wick walk around the screen. I go, John Wick, more like John Dick. Everyone snickers. They laugh. I get +2s. I feel good the rest of the week. I sign up for AMC Stubs Rewards so that my name has a little icon next to it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm saving the industry. People will hate me for this, but I'm saving the industry. Okay? Flash forward 6 months. You're all sitting in a theater. There's a wall of slurs and slurs and like political debate scrolling on your showing of Avatar 3. You can't turn it off. You can't stop it. It distracts you the whole movie. That feeling when your snide comments about Shrek 5 don't elicit audible laughter from the theater and your self-esteem's at an all-time low. Imagine hyping yourself up for a whole week before the screening to get your jokes ready for Shrek 5. All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Then you come in and they all just fall flat. Audible crickets, dude. Nobody laughs. Dude, imagine. Okay, this is what would happen in this world. You go see the 10 a.m. showing of Shrek 5. You write down the chat messages that get the most laughs. Then you go back to the 2 p.m. showing and type the same things in. To farm +2s. Chicken donkey. You bust out laughing. +2 walls. You're feeling good the whole fucking day. It's not even your joke. Either way, I know it sounds crazy. Someone should try it. Someone should try it, dude. The movie theater's in trouble. All AMC is worried about is pumping their stock to the apes. They haven't tried any innovations at all.